really say thank you to the community that we are in. Thank them for the support that we had from them. And to be honest, that's what really keeps us going. For example, today we're doing this, and I have the church they trying to support.
Okay.
So they do like Sunday, couple of days in a week. They do, they tell people at the church go and try to help local businesses, and we're one of them that really blessed. So I do really one of the things that I really focus on, thank them for what we have.
Alright, welcome to the video, guys. This is Lenny here with Meeting Virginia. Today I'm with Moe Abutta from Joe's Pizzeria in Sterling. First want to say thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you guys.
So I usually start by just kind of starting from the beginning and asking about you personally, and then we kind of jump into the business, your mission, your goals. So I guess could you tell the audience about you growing up? Was it sort of your goal to be a business owner, to kind of be in the restaurant industry or the food industry?
Well, thank you everyone, and welcome to Joe's. Probably I will start with me personally. My name is Moe Abutta, and as you guys can see, we're a family-owned business. I have an MBA in banking and finance, and probably that was my beginning. I was in big corporations. I was a banker. That was my start beginning before we go into business. But as a family, we've always been in the business, and that's probably how I get into that as well. And we, same thing, we always and we've always been support for family business, and we like the idea of having a family business and make that grow. And Joe's is one of those businesses that we own, and we do love this mission. It's like being for everyone, and just give to the community, and the community give back to us. And me personally, I'm a father of 2 little ones, and of course my wife. So actually, before we did that, they've been here a couple of hours ago. They just came and they had lunch with me. And we love and we focus on family orientation business.
Okay. And off camera, I think the last time we spoke, you mentioned that you do stuff for the community. Joe's Pizzeria does things and manages or organizes events.
Yes, it's one of the things that we love about this place is, and again, it's one of the places that I would say it's blessed with the community and where this place is in Sterling. This community is a big support. They do really support small family businesses, and at the same time, they really appreciate any kind of a business that really support them. And that's what we're trying to do here at Joe's. We do a lot of, before this pandemic, we used to have a lot of fundraisers, a lot of sponsoring for the schools, a lot of spirits nights for the fire department. Sometimes we do for the police department as well, the library, any kind of events that could be for the community. We always try to be part of it, and that's why the community actually loves us, because we try as much as we can to get. And the same within this pandemic. We saw how tremendous and blessed we are when we saw how the community get back to us to support. I will never forget, and till now they keep saying it, Mo, we need to make sure that you guys are surviving within this period of time. And thank God. They've been doing really a great job with us.
Yeah, that's amazing, because a lot of businesses don't always make the reach to kind of be out in the community and sort of
the truth is, it's one of the things now I really try to, because I do believe we're now in, unfortunately, and somehow a negative, scary in a period of time And it's really good for people to see or to hear that within this thing there is something positive.
Yes.
And I do believe relationship between small businesses and a community is one of the positive things that people love to hear and love to know. And I always try to keep focus on that. And I even keep telling people like, and other businesses owners, like to try to be with your community because they will always gonna try to be for you as well. So it is something that I would love to see it contagious in other businesses and in other communities because I think that will be the good for all of us.
Yes, absolutely. And if you guys couldn't tell, this is still COVID season. We're shooting this. We're wearing the face masks. One thing that when we last spoke that I thought was interesting at least, you mentioned you still kept your employees around even during all this.
Mm-hmm.
I know, which was to me fantastic because a lot of businesses once COVID hit, they just essentially just pushed everyone out, all the employees.
You know, it's again, I'm a family man, and I know what it means for someone that needs to feed his family. And probably that was the first thing we did when all this happened. Even though, as you can see, we're a big place that it depends on the dine-in. We're a buffet style that means lunch and dinners. We used to have the majority of our fundraisers or events. It depends on the buffet, so it depends on the dine-in. Which is, again, we didn't have all that when all this hit and this pandemic started. But one of the things that mean for me was, me personally and for my family, is like, I know my guys and I know my workers, they are like a family to us. And I know what that means. When this thing hit, everybody was scared of like, what's gonna happen? Am I gonna lose my job? Not because you wanna let the employees out, but because the situation it is. This is how it is. And the first thing is like, I sat with them and I say, hey, whatever's gonna happen to me and my family, it's gonna happen to you guys. And we need to work with each other and try to support as much as we can. And thank God, I mean, I'm proud that we didn't send anyone home. And we've been doing it, and thank God till now, you know, we still, you know, stand up and surviving, and hopefully we'll keep going till this thing, you know, go away and go back hopefully to the normal.
Okay, yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, I know a lot of businesses, they kind of, that whole cohesion within the business itself,
Yes.
that whole family dynamic wasn't there for a lot of them, and they kind of sent their kids home.
It's easy, and it's I do believe. I mean, again, it's any business decision. It's two things that I would say in any business, and a lot of people probably will agree with me. The rent and an employee, those are the biggest hit. And again, when you don't have business, then unfortunately you will start to look for options. What am I supposed to do? Do I continue? Do I just shut down and close? And that means you need to send your employees home. So it's a tough decision. And I would say we're one of the blessed business that we kept going. And hopefully, you know, we keep doing what we're doing, you know, till God just hopefully get all this thing out.
And sort of, I guess, on the same subject of COVID and everything happening, besides, I guess, maybe a slight lack of traffic, I know that's been a struggle for every business, for most businesses for the most part. I guess, what would you say would be one of the other major struggles from COVID? Or
I mean, again, and I do believe it's in any now dine-in, fine dining businesses or restaurants. We will see that probably the whole industry is being changed. So dining, I do believe it's one of the things that it's being kept. Because again, people are not going outside. People, one, dine in, they want to eat for a lot of reasons. One of them is the virus. The second thing probably it's going to be the financial wise. So many people, they, I would say, lost their jobs because a lot of companies, they send people home, or lay out people or cut hours from people. And again, all that is depending on financially wise. Again, we're in the area that it's a family orientation, so there's a lot of schools around us. It's one of the things that, again, there's no schools all the way since I would say the first week of March, and that's really also a big thing. Big companies, people are working from home, so all that is affecting any kind of a business, and of course for the traffic. So.
I am curious. So you were in banking and finance.
Yes.
How did you go from banking and finance to, I guess, owning a pizza shop or a pizza restaurant?
I do believe it all depends on the family. We're a family business. We own a lot of, a lot of businesses too as well, plazas, gas stations, diners. So and when I start to go with the business wise, because we always have a dream to have my own or to be like an owner for a business. Because no matter what, that's what we learn in school. That's how we see. And again, when you see the trend how it is, you go with that. And especially in this country, it's a dream. And I would say it is the land of a dream. You could just follow your dream, and if you have the determination, you can see it. So this is how we get, probably I would say my beginning in the business was in gas stations.
Okay.
Then I moved to restaurants business, and that was I would say, with my wife when we moved to Ohio, that was also the beginning for us in restaurants business. Then we moved back to Virginia. I would say restaurants was our own focusing. And we love what we have now because of the idea. It's a family-owned, family orientation, and we kept the legacy going and just kept the roots strengthened between us and the community.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that really, keeps us in, and we like this business.
Okay, that's interesting. And when you, out of curiosity, when you went to Ohio, was it also sort of a pizzeria type thing or something?
It was, I would say, Mediterranean steak, like a casual place.
Okay.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Okay, and then you came here and sort of started this.
Exactly.
Okay, that's cool. And I do want to point out too one thing. It's kind of hard to tell in this video. It's a very big establishment. As you mentioned, there's a buffet here.
Yeah.
And there's outdoor seating here as well. I would say, what is, I guess on a personal level, what is your overall objective in the next 5 years or so? Not necessarily just with the restaurant, but just in your own personal.
You know what? It's one of the things that I would probably focus on is in any type of a business. The more you, I would say, have more connection, roots, and get to your community, and it doesn't matter what kind of a business you are, people will get back to you. And that's, I think, one of the things that, as a community, as a family people, we do like to support the family-owned business. No matter what, and we can see that these days, big companies are always going to survive. Big companies, they have the money, they have the ability, and they have, they can survive. It's what really is sad is for small businesses. And I do say restaurants is one of them, because if we probably notice a lot of studies now they're saying is like, at least we're talking about between 25 to 30% of small businesses, and especially restaurants nationwide, they might shut down, which is already we start to see that. So when we as a community start to support and buy locally and focus on supporting these small moms and pop shops, this is how I call it, it's really a great thing. So one of the things that I would look at is like hopefully expand what we have here in some other areas of some other communities. And again, it's one of the things that it could be a good thing to be contagious if we start to see that in more than one communities. So
Okay.
hopefully it's one of the things that I'm looking for.
Okay. And it's funny that you, well, I shouldn't say funny, that's not the best way to put it, but it's interesting when you talked about the, sort of the percentage of small businesses that might not be around.
Yes.
Before our first conversation, me and a buddy of mine were talking about different industries and what could change. And just through talking, I mentioned, because he's a real estate agent, and he said real estate's hard. And I worked in a restaurant at one point in college, and I told him that, to me, restaurants, the food industry
It's tough.
it's tough, it's brutal. Like everything about it is very brutal.
True.
So I don't know. To me, what you're doing right now is just amazing, especially during this time, because it's a lot going on. So I know it's a lot to deal with at this point.
It is. It's that's what sometimes everybody sometimes asks, like, the restaurants, and I say it's statistics. It's one of the toughest, I would say, 7 businesses, or I would say which is restaurants.
Yeah.
Because it's tough. I mean, it's a service. You're dealing with people. You're dealing with habits. You're dealing with a lot of things, and I would say a lot of variables. You need to make sure that you have a balance of everything. And again, it's a tough business.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this pandemic, or this now, the area that we have, or I'm sorry, the period that we have, make it more now difficult. So, gotta bless every restaurant's business. So,
Yeah.
because it is tough.
And I'm out of curiosity. I know whenever people talk about COVID, there's always sort of the negative side of it. Has there been any positive things that have come from COVID?
I will say the strength of the relationship between people, which is for us as a Joes, our relationship with our community, because we always used to hear, we all used to know, you will know the people when probably you're in need, or when it's tough situation, you will see who's gonna jump and be there for you. And I would say this period, or this crisis, really strengthens the relationship between people. People are feeling with each other more. People are helping each other more. Because again, I always keep saying, we all in this together. Whether it's me or my employees or a customer or anyone, it's nationwide. It's in everyone. So it strengthens the relationship with our community, the support that we saw. I think it's one of the things that I always keep saying. It's a story that we could tell as a small business and relationship with this community. So I always try to focus on this as a positive. So.
Okay. Yeah. It's I feel like in a weird way, relationships are one of those things that, and I don't know how it is if you, I guess if you're doing banking or financing, this is taught, but at least for me, about any business book I've read or anything I've read, you never really hear about relationships being an important part of business. It's usually have this kind of product, market it this way, do this.
You know what? I used to work in corporate, and I know that eventually people, I'm sorry to say it, but become like numbers.
Yeah.
Eventually, even if it's your employee, you need to look at like what he's accomplishing, what he's doing, and at the end of the day, you come here, you do your 8 hours, you leave, and that's it. A simple, I would say, relationship. And the same thing with the customers, big corporation. I mean, customers only sit on the table, and I'm sorry, probably leave a ticket number. You go to the cash and they just do that. When it comes to small family business, it's more of a relationship. Now, we don't have what the big companies have. We don't have the ability to do the marketing that they have. We don't have the ability or the budget to spend the same way that they do. But what we have is a relationship with our customers, with the families around us, with the people around us. I do believe that is the asset for every single small business, is his relationship with his customers. And again, it depends, and our community, which we're blessed with, is one of the communities that they still have this I would say, roots, and they love that to be in. And hopefully, again, it's always going to be there.
Okay. Yeah, I absolutely agree on that. So I guess before we start to get ready to wrap up the video, is there anything in particular you want to share that maybe I haven't covered or something I didn't ask or touch upon?
I probably would go and I would really say thank you to the community that we are in. Thank them for the support that we had from them. And to be honest, that's what really keeps us going. I mean, for example, today we're doing this, and I have the church they trying to support.
Okay.
So they do like Sunday, a couple of days in a week. They do, they tell people at the church go and try to help local businesses, and we're one of them that really blessed. So I do really one of the things that I really focus on, thank them for what we have, and again, I just hopefully pray and just that this thing will go away and hopefully we'll get over and through it.
Yeah, hopefully sooner than later. It's
Yes.
going to be
Because we, no matter what, we survive, we manage. But if it's a long term, that means, which is again, that's what we're seeing now. The whole industry is being changed.
Yes.
A lot of businesses now, because we're dealing now with people's habits more than the situation. Because 5 months is a period, is a long period, and that could create a different habits for the people.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a tough thing that in any kind of industry to deal with.
I absolutely agree. I appreciate you being on the video, being on the show.
Thank you guys. Thank you for the effort that you guys are doing for the small businesses.
And be sure to stop by, guys, if you're watching this, if you live in Loudoun County or Virginia. Be sure to stop by. Moe's Pizzeria is located, Joe's Pizzeria is located in Sterling. This is
Sterling Boulevard.
Plaza,
yeah. Beside the Safeway.
Yes, be sure to stop by, be sure to say hi to Mo, buy something. Like I said, the establishment's beautiful. But yes, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
And until next time, guys.
Thank you so much.